Muskegon channel? It's Andy O'Reilly along with Carrie Uthe. We are out in front of the Muskegon Fire Department today, and it is that time once again. We're down here with the Health Project, and they are big into this because it's an important thing to do. We've talked about it quite a few times here, and it's time for a medication bring back. Yes, if you got outdated, expired, medicines you've not used, this is your opportunity to bring them back, get rid of them in a safe environment so you don't have them sitting around the house, and it's not a temptation for you or your kids or your grandkids or anything sitting around the house. Let's talk about some of these statistics that are going on.
Certainly.
Welcome back.
Well, thank you.
First of all, welcome back.
Thank you.
We got Rachel. Rachel's here. She's checking it out. She's right over there off camera.
Yes.
But
we got this.
We're going to change things around with the way Rachel works on the camera here pretty soon, too. She doesn't know it yet, but it's coming. So
surprises are always good.
That's a good thing.
That is.
But anyway.
But surprises with medication that is outdated is not a good thing.
Not a good thing.
And so we've had many stories from residents who have come through and talked with us and shared their stories about how there's been harmful things that have happened in their homes.
Sure.
We've had it where, the grandchildren have gotten into the medication. Next thing you know, they're in the emergency room department.
Yep.
So far, those stories have worked out very well, that the child was okay.
Sure.
But we've had other parents who have reached out to us where kids with today's suicide rate, unfortunately, is rising.
It's terrible.
And it is one of those factors that just we have to keep in consideration of having our medications locked up. If they're not locked up, making sure they're in a place where they're not reachable. And and just making sure kids have the right frame of mind with this.
And I'll take this opportunity to share a story from my past because everybody knows that I'm an alcoholic and a former addict and things. And I showed these tendencies early as a kid, and with the medications and stuff like that. I was a Ritalin kid early. Okay. And to give you an idea of how kids can operate, and I'm not saying this is anything I'm proud of or anything like that, but as I was a Ritalin kid when I was a kid, my parents would actually lock up the medication. And I was crafty enough to figure out to knock the pins out of the back of the box. The box. That's what I did. And I'm not recommending kids do that kind of thing, but I'm telling you that if you think your kids aren't smart enough to figure this kind of stuff out,
sure,
this is the real deal.
And when there's an addiction, there's no hold bar. I mean, people do what they need to do.
That's right.
And we've had it where we've even had a mom who had a simple fracture of her ankle and ended up getting addicted to pain medications.
Yep.
And it was very early on too in the situation, and she ended up, stalking out her kids' soccer teams. Yeah. And so it's anybody. It's not the people who you have these judgments on. It's anyone and everywhere, and it's just
really
amazing.
Is.
And so it's really incredible what people have in their household now today too. I mean, there's a lot of times people will prescribe things. It's nice. One thing we've advocated for here at the Muskegon Area Medication Disposal Program with our area pharmacies as well as with our physicians is prescribing the right amount of medication at the right time. So if it's a new med, only prescribe maybe for 10 days or 12 days versus 30 or 60 or 90.
Sure.
No one needs that type of medication when it's something right after surgery.
Right.
And that's one thing a lot of the residents have shared with us too.
I was actually in Rite Aid last night talking to them. I was picking up a different prescription, and they were saying that a lot of insurance companies now are asking for pre-authorization before they'll dispense the opiates.
And then actually is the new thing they've just started. And that's the thing we have actually early on, and actually Blue Care Network worked with us as well as Priority Health early in making those changes. And so we've been very fortunate in our area to be the leader in this type of situation.
So good things are happening.
It is.
Hopefully we're going to get that turned into that skid a little bit because it's a big problem.
Well, we've been doing this for 7 years.
Yeah.
And in 7 years, we've collected over 14 tons of medication. I mean, it's 28,000 pounds of medication. If you think about it, a little pill, it weighs a lot when they get condensed into a container.
It's a lot of pills.
It's a lot of pills. And so we've been very fortunate. And it's, controlled substances as well as non-control.
Yep.
It's your over-the-counter medications. And there's just a lot out there.
Yeah.
And it will be nice as folks start to learn alternative methods to be able to help, ease their situations and make this an easier process. And hopefully not have these addictions that we're learning about and, learning more about as we hear about it.
Scary stuff, to say the least.
It is.
So let's talk about this. You're collecting medications and sharps. Now, I know that a lot of the police departments and fire departments have a drop box.
14 locations.
14 locations around Muskegon, but a lot of them don't collect sharps.
No, they do not. None of them do.
So if you're a diabetic or any of that kind of thing, and you use sharps, you use needles for insulin or whatever, you can bring these things there too.
Right.
It's going on at the Muskegon Fire Department October 28th.
Yes, it is. It is at the City Fire Department here off of Terrace.
That's how we did that?
Yeah,
we're like Vanna White.
Vanna White. We know. we got this. And so it's great. It's from 9 to 1.
Yep.
It's a very easy process. You just come on through the back of the fire department, We'll have it marked off. You come in through the back bay, so you get to come into the fire department with your car or your vehicle.
Fun.
We have people who rode their bikes. We've had people who walk in, drop off their meds, and then they're on their way. It's like
That's
a McDonald's drive-through.
No questions asked.
No questions asked, and we take anything back.
Drop them off, get
Yes.
rid of them, get them out of your house, save your kids from the temptation.
Correct.
Say, I mean, you think about this too. It's not only you and your family.
Right.
Because let's be honest, who doesn't go to somebody's house and look through the medicine cabinet?
I understand that. Yes, I've heard that a lot. I won't know what you're talking about, but yeah.
Of course you don't. Yeah, no, we don't know what you're talking about, but
yes.
this is an essential thing to get rid of this stuff. If it's expired, if it's outdated, if it's stuff you're no longer using, if it's maybe you had to clean out somebody's house at one point or another, and you don't know what to do with this stuff.
We've just done that with my mom when she passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so it is big, and that's one of the things that we get a lot of as well.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of folks from different area project or different homes in the area that are just concerned about having these type of medications in because of theft.
Yeah.
That happens quite a bit. And it's just been really interesting, the different stories we hear that people have for the reason and the rationale why. And like I said, most would rather have less pills being prescribed initially, and if they need to, they can go back and get them. Another nice thing people don't know too is that if it is new medication, they can ask the pharmacy just to fill it for halfway, hold the rest, you still only pay one copay, and if you need that, you can come back in and get the rest as you need it. So that way, if it doesn't work, you don't have a lot of medication sitting in the house that you don't need.
Never knew that.
I know, it's one of those things they're not hugely fans of doing, because it's a lot more paperwork.
Well, sure.
But still, it makes it better in the end for everybody all around.
Absolutely.
And it's not an additional copay.
Right.
So it makes it better.
Perfect.
So yeah, and then also if you have medications that you have to be doing mail order for and you don't need, and if it's not open, please bring those as well. We're able to work with an agency who can redistribute those too.
Okay. Wow.
And get back into the community for those who don't have access to pharmacy insurance, like pharmacy access programs and that.
What don't you guys do?
You know what?
You've got it all.
We try to be a one-stop shop. But yes, Sharps too is another thing, and that's a big one. We've actually, just want to make sure I get my numbers right, we have now collected over 900 pounds of Sharps, and it is a big deal.
A lot of needles.
It is.
Needles are little.
Actually, I take that back. That was our last event. We've collected almost 7,000 pounds of Sharps
Wow.
safely disposed. And what's nice about the program and the company we work with is out of the Battle Creek area.
Yep.
They do this at no cost to us. They drive up almost 3 hours to come take those for us. And they take them Sharps, they autoclave them, which is really high heat, and then they're chopped up real fine.
Yep.
And then they're just put into recycled.
Yep.
It's
Good.
really great.
October 28th, not only is it fun for the kids to come down and see the fire department, it's a great way for you to get rid of those extra medicines and Sharps and everything around your house. Make sure you come down. And while you're here, give the guys from the Muskegon Fire Department a pat on the back. They're doing great work and they keep us all safe. Carrie, always great to see you. Anything you want to finish with?
Just want to thank the Health Project for their continued support, as well as the Muskegon Sheriff's Department.
Sure.
And both.
Yeah, Poulin didn't show up. Thanks, Mike.
I did not say that.
I did.
Also to the Muskegon Fire Department, Muskegon Police Department, and the Norton Shores Fire Department, and Norton Shores Police Department as well.
Yeah, great guys.
They all come in and we work together really nicely. So a huge shout out to all of them. So
everybody's doing a great job. 28th, be down here. All the details will be right here on the Muskegon channel.